What is going on?
I don't know. What's going on?
There
I
are
feel
all
like,
things happening.
I don't know. Where's everybody? Where's our audience?
They're
Come on,
coming.
audience, say hello.
They're coming.
They're late as usual. Oh, you know what? Am I on? Check to see if I gotta add my Facebook channel in there, right?
I think you're in there now.
Okay.
I'm
You'll have
pretty
to tell
sure
me.
you're on. All right. So let's do
Hi,
this.
Vicky.
So she's Z.
And she's Rach.
And they're the Compass Girls.
Good job. Did you hear him?
We made it.
You did hear him?
Yeah, I heard him.
Oh, okay, good. So, yes, we are the Compass Girls. We are here with you every Wednesday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We thank you so much for coming to watch live, or if you're watching on replay, we do appreciate that. If you're watching on Facebook, please make sure that you like our page and follow us. Please tell your friends about us. And if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch and you like us, please go ahead and subscribe or give us thumbs up or the hearts. We love those. If you're watching on your phone. And we are here, like I said, every Wednesday night. And we're always trying to give you the best items and the luxuries you crave by bringing you the hottest trends in travel and products. We also love to give away items. So, Z, how do they get entered into our giveaways?
First thing, just take that finger, go right below where you see us. See where it says share? I want you to click that share button and share it to your page. That's the first thing. The second thing I want you to do is what I see is going on already in chat. Just say, hey, how you doing? Actually, I'm going to count to 3. I want you to both say, to all say hi. So 1, 2, 3. Let me see you say hi. Why did I put my hand? Hi, 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 hi.
Hi, Vicky. Hi,
Hi.
hi,
Come
Karen.
on, say hi. So
Oh,
you get entries by commenting, talking about the products, talking to us. We're going to be asking you a lot of questions tonight. And tonight is one of those nights that you're going to want to participate because we're going to have some fun because it's back to school time.
which is why we are. Somebody said I look like a Swiss girl.
Somebody said my shirt was open. I got my schoolgirl. We got our schoolgirl bras on. We're naughty schoolgirls tonight.
But do you have a
I
lollipop?
don't have a lollipop.
I have 2.
Well, I can't. Can you hand it to me?
But my part is all like off and wrong, and like this is all whatever. I don't know, like the coloring looks weird with this light the way
It
it's
does.
on.
So do
And
you have
now
little? I didn't want to put the panties on to go with it.
he said porn. No
No,
porn.
no. We're just doing the schoolgirl look, the little plaid schoolgirl look.
And it's double because when we get off, we could always
Because we
go
got 2 of them.
go
What?
right way.
Lucky.
That's right. Also, after everybody has said hi and everything, you can also sign up for our fan list. Z puts together a beautiful newsletter each and every week after the show, and she puts all of the information from the show, from promo codes to winners to other fun information to surprises. So please make sure that you're signed up for our newsletter. You will
What's that
definitely
O for?
because my computer did something weird.
No, everything. When Chrissy Morrow just said Britney Spears, the whole thing shook.
Yeah.
She just shook up the show.
Oh, Vicky, I could eat the lollipop in front of everybody. It's a yes, yes, yes. Um, so yeah, so tonight is a fun show. We know none of us are going back to school, but we
Okay,
have.
then I'll button up.
What's the matter?
I said then I'll button up if I don't have to get any like try to get teachers to give me an A. I can button up. Gotta be some way to get an A.
Speaking of, do we have the link for our teacher that we're going to promote tonight? Did she did not give that to you?
No.
Okay.
No, I can look while we're doing it, but I don't think she has one.
Anybody a teacher here? If you are, we want to know. We want to know if you're a teacher. Where is the bubble gum and blowing bubbles? Yeah, right? I used to get in trouble for chewing gum in school all the time.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got in trouble for talking.
And that I get shushed a lot.
Yeah. When I was in elementary school, I got a lot of trouble. I was always sent to the principal.
In elementary school, I didn't talk, really.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was very shy and quiet. Oh, I used to get in trouble. I didn't get caught passing notes, but the kids don't do notes today. Remember, you would take the piece of paper and you would fold it all.
It was triangle.
Yeah. And then set your desk and you would pass it, and everybody would look at the name and get it to the person. Where unlike today, like they just do this. Like, no fun.
No, and you would have to pass it if you wanted to pass the note to someone across the room, you had to pass it like from person to person. You didn't just slip it to the desk next to you. You had to slip it like under, and then the person next to you would do it and pass it under and pass it, so the teacher couldn't see it, and it would go across the room.
Elizabeth,
it was from Eileen.
I just want Elizabeth to tell her husband that we love him. Thank you very much. Her husband actually reminded her that we were on. So
good job, hubby.
That's right.
Mine's making popcorn for you, not for me. Spitballs, straws.
Oh my God! You know what we used to do in the bathroom, because they had that white, like, nasty toilet paper. Remember, it wasn't like,
it was like sandpaper.
Just like you would have to like have a ball like this big in order to wipe yourself. But we used to take it, and our soap dispenser was a little metal thing that you went like that.
It had the little it was like metal little thing that came down.
Yes.
Yeah. And you had to hit it.
The toilet paper, and then we would take the soap and we would like wet it with the soap, and then we'd shoot it up to the ceiling. And in the bathroom, there was all the soap things up on the ceiling.
Oh, we never did that. We're very creative. We were not quite as creative.
Oh yeah, we did not do well. I remember people doing spitballs, but if anybody did a spitball, I would have taken a fit, because that's nasty. And then let's
people
see.
are already telling their stories.
Oh,
yeah, I never did spitballs. Spitballs were like kind of a boy thing.
So, all right, Dorothy says she was a bad girl and got in school suspension for leaving school with a friend
and boyfriend.
They went back to school and ended up going home. That's funny because, okay, so should we talk about detention and suspension? Let's talk suspension.
Suspension and detention, or just suspension?
How many times did you get suspended?
I was never suspended.
Never?
Never suspended. I told you why.
Yeah, okay, so I was suspended, but our school smartened up because we used to try to get suspended because then you had a few days off. So they started doing in school suspension. So what happened was you sat in this one class all day long. It was god awful. Remember the Breakfast Club?
Yep.
It was
was
like
in school.
that. It was terrible. Terrible. And it was always the meanest teacher there.
Yep.
And it was just terrible, terrible for the in-school suspension. All right, let's talk about detention.
Oh, well, that's a whole other story. Yeah, I spend many a day and many an after school in detention. So wait a minute, Amy was suspended way too many times to count. Whoa, Elizabeth only got detention once. Good for you. You never got caught. I always figure if you never get detention or you only get detention once, you just didn't get caught.
Judy got thrown out of the state of Connecticut high school and had to go to Rhode Island for setting the equipment booth and football field on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you something. I thought I was bad. Judy, you got me beat because I never set anything on fire.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
Let's see. In my school, kids would chew gum and stick it under the bottom of the desk. We did not do that.
Well, we did that.
Yeah, we didn't do that. It was that I
told you what I did when I was in detention. So my best one, she wasn't my best. She was one of my best friends. There was a group of us. Her mom was a teacher's aide at the high school, and she was the one who was the detention monitor. So I would get detention, and she would be the monitor, and she was like my second mom, right? And I also dated her son. Okay, so you got friend and dated the son, and her name was Mrs. Geller. I used to sit by the window in detention, smoke and blow the smoke out the window. And she would let me do anything. Then after detention, we hop in her car and go back to her house. But her daughter would be in detention with me because we'd all be hanging out.
Wow.
Because she had to wait for her mom to go to drive her home from school anyway, so she'd hang out.
I had detention. See, I was bad, but my teachers loved me. I was one of those kids. Like, I was so sweet, and I was a conniver. I knew how to connive the teachers to like me, even though I didn't do whatever, or I don't know. I just had a way of skating by. But I still was in detention, and the teachers that were in detention, there was one teacher he started out as a sub, but he was always at our school and everybody liked him. But he liked my mother because he was younger. And that's when my mom would go out, and he was a little younger than my mother, but he liked my mother. So Mr. Riccaro would let me pretty much do whatever I wanted. And then my English teacher was in detention, and while everybody would have to copy that book, like that's what you did, whatever the book was.
Yeah, you did stupid work. Well, we just did our homework in detention.
He would let me do my homework, and I love to write poetry, so he would say, do your poetry or whatever. And then he would take it and edit it and fix it for me or whatever. So I actually had and I was okay, except they would call your name and they'd be like, Zippy, 5 more days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give like your time, what time you had left, and they'd be
like being in jail and going like this on the wall.
Rachel, to be determined. Indefinite. My last day of school, like I technically still had detention.
Oh my goodness! Did you see what happened? What Vicky, what Judy said? Her mother slapped the vice principal for calling Vicky a biatch. I said biatch, not yeah.
Keith was thrown out of school for a while because someone let off a stink bomb in art class, and when they searched everyone, he had a pocket knife on him. Ah, that's stupid.
Oh my gosh!
He had this one art teacher and this is like, obviously way before us, but our art teacher, Mr. Hood, was hung out the third floor window by his feet in the 50s. And he still was there when I was there.
Oh my goodness.
And when I tell you, it was one of those classes you wanted to poke your eyes out because it's supposed to be an art class. You're thinking you're going to draw and do all this stuff. Well, what we did was we traced like Mona Lisa or some art thing, and then we would have to put it on another paper and trace it again so that this way you're doing a carbon copy without, but you got to flip it. So you got to do it a couple times and then you got to rub your pencil on it and all that. Ugh, it was so terrible. It was all work. It wasn't art.
It's called transfer paper. And it's like a wax paper, right? On one side.
Like that tracing paper.
Oh, okay.
It was the tracing paper and you traced and then you flipped and then you traced again and then you rubbed your pencil all over and then you traced and that would go on the paper. So you had to do it 3 times total.
Oh my gosh, look at it. Amy said they had a teacher with a fake arm and one of the students threw it out the window.
And Amy pulled the fire alarm. Oh my gosh.
So here's the deal. I was an A student who was always in trouble. I was like one of those, like, how do you figure out the kid that it's in art classes? I was the one, I'll never forget my art teacher. She was Mrs. Modlin-Dusky. She had me. I was the person who took care of the art closet for all of the classes in the whole school for 3 years. I was, they assigned one person to take care of it. I kept all the art supplies together. I was the artsy girl. I still got in trouble. I wish Audrey watches this afterwards. And if Audrey is here and pops on, she could tell you all the horrible things that I did that I probably won't even tell. I'll tell you some of the things, but some of the things, one of the things we're going to talk about, she was with me.
All right.
But she never got in trouble. She never had detention. So I had 2 groups that I hung out with, a good girl group and a bad girl group.
I had all different kinds of groups. First of all, there was a dentist office across the street and everybody smoked pot behind the dentist office. I did not smoke. However, I did not smoke pot. However, I would get contact high.
Who are you?
I was a good girl I didn't smoke.
I didn't
smoke pot. Did I do everything else? Yes. So I was friends with
Quaaludes. I'm sorry, let's just go the list.
I was friends with the jocks, with the bad boys or whatever, the street crew, the library people. Like I had cliques that I was friends with.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of friends with everybody. I would kind of bounce all over.
Right.
There was some of us that did that. Lisa's on here. She was with me. So her and I hung out and we kind of bounced. All right. So I wanted to, let's talk about, where's my shoe? It's not here.
What do you need?
My backpack.
I have mine right here.
Okay. All right. So
this is so you can talk and I'll show it because this is the darn cutest kid's little one's backpack that I have ever seen. Wait a minute.
So I just want to say what we're talking about because we at our age we either have grandkids that we take them school shopping or buy them stuff or whatever for school or we have kids going to college. This little backpack, lunch bag, it is so adorable. It's called Sticky Lemon Apple Backpack. This is the small one. This is from Just Shoes for Kids. I want to give you guys.
Unzip it. It's really nice. It has, first of all, it has this front pocket. It's lined with gingham, which I think is adorable.
Doesn't it remind you of a picnic?
It
with
does.
that
Well, the
checker?
gingham fabric on the inside is absolutely adorable. So for the keys to get back in the house when they get home from school, if they're allowed to have a cell phone, things like that, important papers right here, important small things can go right here. It's waterproof. It's great for lunch. It's just the right size for lunch. It's got that it's vinyl, I guess. Is that you can talk about it? I guess it's this vinyl. Can you hear the? So you can hear what that. It's a
I just
thick
want to tell
vinyl.
you something. Hold on one second, because this is pretty cool. This backpack, it's actually recycled PET bottles, not PET bottles, not as in at
PVC. No, yeah, I know what you mean.
PET
No, it's
bottle.
cat.
And on the front, you'll have an extra pocket. The lining is all waterproof, as Zippy said. It's gingham pattern. The zippers and the shoulder handles are adjustable. On the inside, there's an elastic bottle holder and a pocket all over the back
Right
that's
here.
with Velcro. And then there's also a name tag that you could write your name and contact details. Now, this particular one is a limited edition. So once they're done, they're gone. But I want to tell you about
Really?
shoes for kids because they offer everything from backpacks, footwear, clothing, accessories. I love this site. I didn't know about it before I started working or we started working with them. I got
Adorable.
the brands like if you're so my granddaughter is a shoe like guru. She loves shoes already at 6 years old.
Shoeaholic.
She knows brands already, which is amazing. But I gave her a pair of I got these old soles, that's the brand, and they're like this rose gold with a star on them. And I gave them to her yesterday. She was like, "Oh, Mimi, thank you." And do you know? She goes, "These are rose gold." How do you know that? How do you know rose gold? And I said, yes,
I
yes they are.
only your grandchild. This is absolutely adorable. You know what? I got to tell you. So if I were an adult going to work, I would use it as a lunch bag. I mean, this is too small to use for a backpack for an adult, but I think it's adorable for a lunch bag for an adult too.
How adorable would that be for a teacher's gift?
Oh, it'd be great for a teacher's gift
Like
because it's quite large for a lunch bag. So, and it does, and like as Rachel said, it has the elastic. Let me put this in right on the side to put your bottle on in. And you can see I've got it. Let me see if I can get closer.
Amy said you could use it for a cooler for beer or that. Yes.
Or that. We're going to be bad again.
Yes, you can. You can use it for that. All right. So I want to go back to I think it was
to wearing our schoolgirl outfits.
I think Dorothy said it that she was suspended for signing her father's name on something that wasn't. But so I'm going to tell you a story. Boy.
Okay, I want to know while Rachel's telling the story, if you've gotten caught signing your parents' name on any notes that had to go back to school, just say me in the comments. But I want to see all the me's. Me.
Okay.
I
told you I was a bad student, but good student. Like I was an A student. I was in the honor society. I was in TAG, talented and gifted. Like my principals loved me. And even if I got sent to the principal's office, they would just be like, Rachel, come on. You're better than this. You know, they were that way.
That's the line.
You're better than this. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, my principal, Dr. Thaxton, okay, if anybody's from New Haven, you remember him, Well, I used to help him. I was his assistant. So he would take me out of class and I would be his assistant, right? So there was so many things that papers would come in and everything that I actually got his signature down pat. So I would, sorry mom, because I know you're probably watching. In the morning, I would write a note to whom it may concern. Rachel needs to leave at 10:30 for a doctor's appointment. We're not sure if she could come back. Blah blah blah. My mother's name and her and our phone number. And so then my homeroom teacher would send me down to the principal's office. So I would get into the hallway and I would sign how Dr. Thaxton signs, and I would write all my classes down, how he would do it. And then I go to each of my class and I go, Dr. Thaxton said, and they would initial. I go to each of my class, and then at 10:30 I would leave and nobody would.
Oh
I
my
not
God.
only forged my mother's signature, I forged my principal's signature. So everybody knew. And they could not call my mother because for my 13th birthday, I got a phone in my room, my own phone line. So at the beginning of the year, they do those emergency medical cards or the emergency
Yeah.
cards. Well, I was smart enough to know I was going to screw up that year. So I would write my mother's name, the address, and my room phone number. And before I left for school, I would unplug the phone cord so that it wouldn't ring.
Oh my gosh. Your mother-in-law and your mother are going, what?
Yeah.
I'm glad my brother's not on here. So my brother never got into trouble. Are you shocked, Rachel? My brother never got into. Well, not that I know. Maybe he did. Not that I know of. He was the good one. I was the trouble. Well, I was, whatever. As long as I got done what I got done, I was all right. But
Well, with everything I did, though, I still got A's because I always did my work. I just didn't like being at school. If it was today where the kids are home on the computer, man, I would ace school like anything because I didn't mind doing the work. And I did enjoy going to school to be with my friends, but I didn't like sitting there because you know me, I'm always like this. And I'd have to sit in those chairs, and you couldn't get up and stand up and walk around. Like teachers didn't understand about the antsy kids, it was just they were antsy or whatever. And I wasn't, it wasn't like, I don't know, today they probably would have put me on medication, but it's like if a kid needs to get up, let them get up or whatever and walk around. And when you're at home working at a desk, you don't want to sit there
no, we need to when we're working all day online, we need to get up and walk around. Although I guess that's what recess is for. But in high school, the only really times other than gym that you get to walk around is when you're walking from class to class, and that's it.
Wait a minute, Carrie, you got teased by a teacher? Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't even know what to say. Like a teacher should not be.
Are you kidding? That's horrible.
Although one time I had a teacher that, because I was sneaking smoking and I came back in class and I don't know, I was afraid to throw the cigarette out in the bathroom. That was so stupid. And someone was like, Rachel, you're so smart. Not really. Because I went back into class with my cigarette butt, and then she was like, empty your pockets. And I was like, and I emptied my pocket. There's a cigarette butt. And she was like, to the principal's office.
Yeah, they used to come barging into the girls' room all the time looking for who's smoking. They're like, that door would fly open.
We did. We had teachers like that. Definitely.
Wait, how about you waiting in the basement for hours because your mom came home and you couldn't show yourself? What's that?
Oh, wait, who said that? My mother?
Your mother.
Oh, my mother's telling stories.
Yeah, your mother's telling stories.
Yes. So I was skipping school. I was tired and I didn't want to get ready. So my grandfather had his workshop downstairs and I made myself a bed under his desk and just went downstairs and slept in the basement. And then I woke up and then I was like, oh man, I got to stay here until school gets out. My mother found out anyway. And then she was like, where were you? Where were you? And I was like, in the basement.
So where did, if
Down
you
on
skipped
my
school,
bed. What?
if you skipped school, where did you usually go? Usually.
To the mall down in New Haven.
Okay,
Because-
everybody, tell me where you, if you skipped school, tell me where you went.
Yes, we want to know where
And
you
we
went.
want you to participate because we're reading these and it's hysterical.
And we would because my high school wasn't far from the New Haven Green, the center, the mall.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So we would have all our books, and there was one spot on the way that we would ditch our books in these bushes, go to the mall, hang out, walk back, grab our books, go back to school, jump on the bus.
So we would go to Roger Williams. I was in Cranston, and the Roger Williams Park, the big park, was on the Providence Cranston line. So we could walk there from junior high school and from the high school. Well, it's quite a while. In high school, my friends had cars, so we used to take cars, and we used to hang out. It was called the Temple to Music, or the Temple of Music. It was this big, beautiful building, sat on the water, and it had columns. It kind of looked like something that belonged in Washington, D.C., and we would hide in the corner and sit and smoke pot. That's what we did, and hang out with all the older guys.
Oh my
Older
goodness.
guys are probably 20.
So many people here went to the New Haven Mall. The mall was it. Like that was the hot place to go. And you could take the bus in it, or if you weren't from New Haven, because the buses went everywhere from New Haven to out in West Haven and Wood, like everywhere. Oh, someone went down the creek. That's cool.
Ooh. Denise didn't skip school. Denise, you got to start living.
Yeah,
We skip school all the time.
we need to.
And I did something similar. I would write a note from my mother saying that I had to get out early. We all did the same. Or we would write them for each other.
So Carrie said I would pretend I was sick and stay home as much as I could.
Yeah, I didn't want to stay home. I wanted to go out and hang. All the friends would go together, so I wanted to go hang like you would say at the mall. We wanted to hang out at the park and get high, or smoke cigarettes, or drink Valley High, or something.
Vicky, because then
I saw that.
Oh my God!
It was cornflakes.
Oh my God! So she would take cornflakes and get them all mushy in milk and throw it on the floor, so it looked like what, and then go wake up her dad. Oh my God!
Yeah.
So my problem wasn't I didn't want to go to school. It was I was not a morning person. Never in my life have I been a morning person.
That hasn't changed.
Yes. So that was a big thing, like getting up in the morning and going to school because, we had to be out of the house by 7:00 or 10 after 7 or something. It was ridiculous. Yeah. But we did have we had this bus driver who would stop at Dunkin' Donuts so we could get donuts. And you can't, a bus driver couldn't do that today. So when we had
I remember they could do stuff. They could, yeah.
Yeah, when we had that bus driver, everybody was at that bus stop. Oh, I'm taking the bus. It was so different. Denise missed a lot of school because she was sick a lot. That's why. So that's why. So with my kids, I did so that to deter them from skipping, I said to them, if you guys go to school every day, at the end of the year when it gets warm out, I give them so many personal days so that they could take a day off. We still call it.
That's funny. Yeah, I did something similar with Ben, but he probably skipped school anyway. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's all part of growing up.
Yeah, sometimes I skip certain classes.
Yeah, would definitely skip classes. I would skip classes and go to the art room or go hang out with the theater department because those are the things I love to do.
Or because the attendance the sheet would go out. Nothing was computerized, so they'd write everything by hand, and that would go out to all the teachers, all the classes.
Right.
So if you were late to school, your name would be on the list, and then when you got into class, the teacher would go, "Oh, all right, you're here," and scratch it. So if you went in late, you could skip whatever classes you wanted because it showed you were absent.
Whoa.
Right?
Your mother's telling stories.
She is? What is she
Yeah.
saying? Uh-oh. She tells stories about her or me?
Yeah, herself
Oh,
and her
so
friends.
they went to friends' houses. Oh, her and my Aunt Adrian skipped, went to her house. Then her mom came home. I ran in the basement, was stuck there. And then my aunt said she came home early. She didn't feel good. Had to talk to her mom into going downtown so she could get out. Yeah, because my grandmother was strict. She would have.
Wow.
Oh my God. Keith, you just drove around?
Oh, we would do stuff like that. My one of my good friends, I had a couple of groups of friends, but I had a group of friends, and my friend Donna, do you wanna? Donna D'Amico, who I'm still in touch with. Um, she had a Chevy Nova, which was like I had icky cars. She had a brand new red Chevy Nova. So we would hop in the back of that thing and go all over when we were skipping.
Oh my gosh, how funny. So let's talk about Kinder Farms.
Okay, let's. I just finished my coffee, so I'm all wired.
You are. I just have water
Well,
because
I had to.
forgot to get
And
my.
you know what? I'm still taking pain pills, and the caffeine makes them push. It'll get a little better.
So Kinder Farms is it's actually co-founded by Jessica Biel, and they make
Oh,
family health products, and they're sold in local pharmacy and baby aisles. So parents wanted products with proven ingredients, and but didn't love the cluster fluff of the artificial colors, flavors, and sweeteners. So they peeled back the labels, and they felt that that was the big problem, and they actually talked to other parents and caregivers and realized what they wanted. So,
and so these are electrolytes. So when you think when we were young, electrolytes, we tried to get them through Gatorade, but what that was really sugar, and it really wasn't a good electrolyte product. This is, especially if your child plays sports
yes.
and needs electrolytes after running and being outside in the heat.
And they
This is a
do
much.
sorry, the powder, and they also have, like in the bottle already made the
Oh, they
solution.
do. Okay.
So they
And
do have
but you just
the solution also.
you just take your bottle of whatever the bottled water, pop it in, and give it a little shake up, and you've got your electrolytes. And you don't have to, if they don't need it.
And each bag or box, I think they're in a bag, you get like a 16 count, and 16 count, and they're $24.95. And then the oral solutions, which is the bottles, you get 6 bottles, they're $29.95.
And they come in different flavors. I see we've got orange
Oh my
citrus,
gosh, when you're done with that,
fruit punch, lemonade, wild berry, lemon lime. So whatever your child likes,
these
or
are
adult.
for if, like you said, if the kids play sports, you give them one of these.
Soccer, baseball practice.
You could drink their water all day long. Fill up the water bottle, pop one of these in, and then they're all set. These are great to just carry in your bag, in your beach bag, whatever. All right, really important, something I forgot. Because you know how I always forget everything. See, I'm bouncing all over. It's hard for me to stay still.
Okay, I'm moving on to water. I don't have a glass.
Just for kids. Guess what?
What?
They are giving away a $50 gift certificate.
Wait, this company? Just Shoes for Kids?
Yes, Just Shoes for Kids. $50 they're giving away.
Sweet.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet.
Can't believe I found it. Okay, so I want to know a question, or did you ask a question?
What question is it?
Okay, I want to know.
Oh crap!
Because everybody had teachers that they had crushes on, because you always had those young hottie teachers, right? See, I already know, so she can't like avoid this question. So here's the question I want to ask all of you people. Have you ever done it with your teacher? Do tell.
Okay, wait a minute.
Do
Wait
tell.
a minute. Wait a minute.
You
He
were
was a student. Wait a minute. He was a student teacher. Does that count?
Yes. Do tell.
You know, the ones that come in from the colleges that are really close to your age when you're in high school?
Yeah, because you're like 17 and they're like 19. 20
something. No, because they're already at Brown University.
All
They're
right.
already at Brown University, and you're in high school.
You could be at a high school at 17, 18, and you could be. I had a student teacher that was their first year. It was
This is the second year they do it. Yeah.
19. All right, so go on. Do tell.
It's okay. His name is Peter. Oh my God.
Peter.
So Audrey and I, well, first of all, he did one of those, you know what, the locker things, the pin you at the locker things. That was the first. Yeah. That was the first move, right? And then over the weekend,
Him on the locker. Oh.
yeah. And then he was real cute
This
too.
is so
He was
juicy.
really nice. And then Audrey and I, and he had a roommate. That's what Audrey and I went together.
Oh, you
over their house.
So
We were invited over. We went over their house on the east side of Providence. And we continued to do that on the weekends.
You did a little double duo.
We had fun.
I have never.
Really, if you think about a student teacher, they're not that much older than you. They're only a couple of years older than you.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I love this. This is such a great story.
So, hold on. Alan, could you put her out back? Thanks. Can you hear the bells ring? The bells are ringing. Ding, ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding. So, no, she didn't do a threesome. Her friend.
No.
Her friend went with his friend. It was a double date. So,
yeah.
he was with.
I don't know if I'd call it a date.
Yeah. It was a do. It was a do. It was. Z did Peter, and her friend went with the other guy. Yeah. Look, it was all love. It was all what year? What decade was this?
I graduated high school in 1972, so it had to be around 71.
All right, so late 60s, early 70s. It was all about
early 70s.
love. It was all about love then. So yes.
Yeah, and he was very close to my age. He was very close. We were very close in age.
Yeah,
we're only a couple of years apart.
But God, what a great story! I think you should get a shirt that said "I did my teacher."
I think I should too. Except I don't think my husband would like that. He's right there, and he never heard this before.
He knows now.
Yeah.
No, I never did a teacher. I don't have a good story. The only story is how bad I was with, with signatures and forging things, and
that was bad enough. You forged things.
Certainly did. Yes, I did.
Okay, so did anybody else? Am I the only one? Did anybody go out or date a teacher after you graduated?
Did anybody have anything with a teacher? Did you date? Did you talk? Did you flirt? Did you kiss? Did you whatever? Anything with a teacher? No, we have nothing. Have you ever cheated? Not relationship, in a test for school.
Oh yeah. But you want to know what?
What?
I was the one that people cheated. I was an A student, so I would give people. It doesn't matter which way it goes.
Yeah.
I would give people the answers that I liked.
I've done it both ways.
Yeah.
I've given people.
Maybe I have, but I don't think so. Oh, Tim got high with the security guard at school. There you go.
That's a good one. That's good.
High five.
That is good. That's a good one. Um. So I gave answers, but like if I was having a bad day or whatever,
The desk was right here, and you were like,
I would move my paper. Like I would.
yeah, that's just if you move your paper to the edge of the desk.
I would go like this, and I would be like, I'd put my head down, move my paper, so this way they could see. But if I needed to cheat, I believe one time I'm trying to remember how I would write in code. So
there was none of the answers in the hands.
No, I would write either like on the desk. I would write in code. So say I needed to remember something. Say I needed to remember 5202, right? If I needed to remember, if I needed to remember that number or whatever for something, let's say it was so Z's 5202, right? So I would say make up a story about you, like when she was 52, she was married. It was only her and her husband, which brings to two people. So then I would remember. So that's how I would associate things, and just so then I would just make up these stories, and I would maybe do the letter Z and then married, and nobody would know what I'm talking about, but I would know. So that's how I did it.
So
all that work, I could have just really studied harder.
It probably would have been easier.
Yeah.
When you think about it, Amy wrote her answers on her Tom McCann shoes, the ones with the big soles.
Oh, I remember doing that. That's right. On the bottom
of your shoes. Now people are saying stuff, and I'm like, your mother wants to know if your student driver teacher counts. If so, it's a yes for her.
Student what? Wait, what?
Did you ever do a teacher? It's go out. Your teacher says, "How about you're a student driver and he's your teacher?" Your mother just confessed.
Yes, that counts. Wowzer.
Things we're learning.
Wow.
Kara said a bunch of them sat in the back of the class. Yeah, you couldn't sit in front of the class and cheat. It was hard.
I did. They put me, because I don't know, I lost my glasses or something. They put me in the front desk. And I did it. If I needed to.
You cheated?
If I needed to, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, we're getting the 411 on your mom tonight. Wait, there's something going on here with Judy and Keith. Oh, they're talking about cheating. They're talking about cheating at games now.
Oh, board game night. Oh.
They're too funny. Oh, Carrie would wear a wide skirt and put a paper with the answers on it and cover it up. So if her skirt was like wide, she could put the paper underneath the skirt and just lift the skirt up. Look at the paper. Did you scotch tape it to your leg or something, or would just look and then you put it in the pocket? That's pretty cool.
I remember one time in science class, that was a big cheat, and it was my girlfriend and I took the first half, she took the second half of the test, and then we were sitting next to each other. So I did the first half first, she did the second half first, and then we just swapped answers.
Cool. Then you have to half study. So Eileen also did her shoes. She also did the bottom of the sneaker thing.
I remember shoes. I remember palms.
I remember palms, but you can't fit, if you have small hands, you can't fit hardly anything on there, and it's too easy to get caught. I mean, really? You go to grab something, the teacher goes, "Oh, what's that?"
All right, I have something to show you. It's not really back to school, but I think that okay, so I love back to school time because not only do I take the kids for back to school stuff, but I love to get my stuff. So my notebooks, my pencils, it's all on sale.
Yep. Well, they're all on sale then.
This, I absolutely love this, and you haven't seen it yet. It's coming, so you're going to love this.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't get.
I'm gonna take it out of here so you could see it. It's called Mad Papery, and they have all kinds of notepads and everything. But this is my pad.
How cute is that?
I love this messy bun. Get shit done.
I love it.
So this is coming to you. So
okay.
Your gift and stationery is watercolor, and she's based out of Fort Worth, Texas. She creates whimsical and colorful paper goods and more. And she actually created this whole thing because she said it's inspired by her daily hairdo. So she created a feisty and fun notepad for the busy ladies out there, which is us. So
that's nice, but you know what? When your kids go off to college and they need to keep track of stuff that's just not necessarily class stuff, like, oh my gosh, don't forget, got to pick the laundry up from the laundry, because you remember I used to drop the laundry off at the laundromat for wash, dry, and fold because they didn't have time to do it. And so, pick up the laundry. Don't forget to go to the office to get your little card, to get into class. Don't forget to go get your checkups and stuff like that. That's a great way to keep that list going for college kids too.
Yep. This here
That's
is
adorable.
She has it on Etsy. It's only $12.
Oh my gosh, does she have a bunch of different? Does she have different patterns? Oh man!
You know what I do? Here's a tip for you. On the back, I glue a piece of magnet, and this goes on my refrigerator.
Smart.
But I love this so much because that's not me with the messy bun and like
that's
this.
You. That's totally you. Hey, baby, come on in here. Come on up.
So I love it. So that's coming. Let's see. Another I want to show you one more thing. And this is for if you have college kids or if you are at the computer, take advantage of this. And it is called Everlasting Comfort. Now, Z, you don't have yours.
I don't. A lot of things didn't show up here. I must be. I'm too far away from everything.
So we have, good. Is good for you. So
that's a lumbar support. That's really nice.
Yep, the lumbar.
I could have used that this week, right?
Yeah, right. And it goes over your chair and it's adjustable. It just clips. So
you want to know what I used to do? I had one. I don't know what happened to it. So I'm looking forward to that. But I've used it in the car. When my lumbar support in the car is not big enough for the small of my back, and I'm going to be on a long road, or if I'm in the passenger seat, does not have a lumbar support.
That is very, very smart. They also have Everlasting Comfort. They have the ergonomic mouse pad. Let me move my mouse.
So I don't have to use this piece of junk under my wrist. This is what I use.
The mouse pad for the keyboard, the wrist support.
That's so nice.
So these all have the memory foam in them.
Wow, come on, baby.
So let me see if I could. Here, I'll show you with this.
Okay.
Because I need that mouse pad. But let's see if you could see. See the memory foam? Yeah. So it's soft. So you're leaning. Because I used to have one and it was kind of hard. I didn't like it. But the set goes for $24.95. You have the memory foam, the ergonomic design. It's smooth, breathable fabric covering, non-slip bottom, universal size, and it just promotes proper hand and wrist position, and it works for both right or left-handed.
That's nice. So that's great. If you're sending your kids off to college, you've got high school kids who are doing a lot of work on the computer. Start them now, getting their hands in the position so that they don't end up with carpal tunnel or other problems from using a keyboard, because it's really common actually with a mouse, even more than a keyboard, when you're going like that to get carpal tunnel. So,
and I'll tell you, it's you got to get used to it, because when I first got this, I was like, oh, and I was actually using it this way, not using this. And then I was like, no,
that has to go. That part goes under, and then I do have carpal tunnel, so I'm looking forward to that. And it does happen really easily from the computer. So, and these kids start on the computer very young, so they'll have a propensity for it.
You know what? I'm not sure if they're sets only. I just grabbed the sets because I thought that was cool. So I didn't even look to see if it was just sets. I want to talk about some fun facts, some back to school fun facts. Okay, are you ready? Okay. In the United States, the oldest school was Boston's Latin School. Boston. It opened on April 23rd, 1635. 5 people who signed the Declaration of Independence actually attended that school.
That's a very famous school.
Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, Robert Tree Payne, Samuel Adams, and William Hopper. They all did that. Each graphite pencil has enough graphite to draw a line 35 miles long.
What?
45,000 words.
Get out, really?
That's what it says. I haven't seen any like definite.
I want you to start it right now. Wait a minute. I have pencil, or no, I have a pen right there. I have a pencil. Wait a minute. Let's start drawing that line.
Yeah, right? Let's see. If it's 35 miles long, I mean, that's not. You know what? I want to get a big long thing on it and walk a mile a day and see.
There you go.
35 days.
It depends on how much you sharpen it, or probably how hard you're drawing on the ground.
If your pencil sharpener gets dull, you wrap this part in tin foil and then you put it in there and it sharpens it.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, put this in aluminum foil and it will sharpen the blade.
Buy a new pencil sharpener.
I don't know. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, I guess.
Crayola crayons came in packs of 8. Now they come in packs up to 120. Yep. The most popular crayon is blue, and the largest crayon in the world is Big Blue, which is 1,500 pounds and 15 feet long. And the average child wears down 720 crayons by
Wait a minute. Hold it back. Big Blue was how much? 1,500. So that's actually, is that the one that they use that's a display?
Maybe. I don't know. We got to find that out.
I mean, I know our museum, Norton Museum, has in the front of the museum. Remember those the wheel erasers with the brushes? Remember, it was like a round eraser, and then it had a brush coming out of it. I wish I had one here. You guys know what it is? They have a giant sculpture of one, and I have a feeling that that's what that crayon is. You can use crayons. Yes, you can melt crayons and put a wick in them. We've done that.
Do you remember last Thanksgiving, and it's coming up? Remember last year we went and we took our leaves and then we shaved crayons and then you iron it and melted and we made placemats?
Don't remind me.
Yes, we did that.
We did.
Crafts.
And I remember what mine looked like. It made Feldman look like Picasso.
Feldman. Okay. Oh, here's one if you're studying. Hey, anybody that has a college kid or a grandkid in school, this is awesome. If you chew the same flavor gum you chewed while studying for a test, 5 minutes before taking the actual test, it can improve your memory and your results significantly. So, whatever gum you're chewing when you're studying, but 5 minutes before, it works opposite if you're chewing the gum while you're testing.
So I'm wondering if I know a lot about what's called muscle memory because I was a dance therapist and stuff. We talk about muscle memory, and there are certain things that actually ping it that bring that muscle memory back, and that's just that whole recreating the situation helps the memory. Is that what that is?
Um,
I'm assuming that when you start to recreate a situation, it brings you right back to that point, and you can
but
your
it's
mind.
5 minutes before. They said
That's
don't.
interesting, though, and not during.
Oh, Eileen used it during her nursing exams, but she said she thought it was peppermint. So maybe because you used peppermint gum,
Well, I'm assuming it's whatever you probably did before.
because that flavor, maybe it takes a minute for the flavor to jog the memory of everything. Like smells.
Okay, that makes Amy, that makes a lot of sense. So and gum, and it would have to be a gum with each gum, either juicy fruit or.
Yeah. So high school was not introduced in the US until 1910. And it was in the 30s before most students attended. Before then, students only attended through grade 8.
Right. I remember my grandparents didn't go to, there was no high school education. But my mom, of course, dad went to high school and art school, college.
Oh, Tim, I love fruit stripe.
Fruit stripe. When you say that, I can smell it.
Yeah, I can taste it. You know what? I just got that little
it's sour.
The little saliva that kind of like I got that sour taste in my cheeks.
Yep.
In Armenia, all children age 6 and up are taught chess at school. It's a mandatory part of their curriculum.
So that's actually, like languages, really smart because it teaches you that kind of calculated thinking that actually translates really well into learning and studying.
Yeah.
Eileen's frozen. Is anyone else frozen? Eileen said she's frozen.
She always goes frozen.
So
I'm
Anna. She's Elsa. We're frozen.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
it teaches you like knowing steps ahead, what's going to happen. So
right, it helps you think. Yep. And a lot of test taking, if you're not sure about the answer when you take a test, if you think critically like that and you break it down and think like you would for chess, that is really helpful for test taking.
Yeah, with the strategy and everything. Yes.
Yep. Because you don't have to know an answer, especially if you've got a multiple choice. It actually helps you to deduct which are absolutely not viable.
I was good at multiple choice. I was good at elimination. Finland has one of the oldest school starting ages in the world, as well as one of the most successful education systems. And the kids there start school at 7 years old.
Wow. So they don't have a kindergarten or.
No, I don't believe so.
Although I have to tell you, I don't know about now, but when I went to kindergarten, you didn't really learn a heck of a lot.
No, and now they do. However, we say they do, but those are the same things those kids are going to learn at home anyway, because everybody has a computer and all of that stuff. Like I remember my daughter was 2 and she could use the VCR and everything, and we were like, oh my God, she could use the VCR. And now, like, my grandkids at 2 could use a computer and the phone. For crying out loud, Trayden used to Skype you when nobody was around. Like, all of a sudden, and he was younger than that. So I think kindergarten, you're right. I think they're going to learn the same things they're going to learn at home.
I think what it does is it kind of gets them ready for school.
And
to be able to sit in the classroom.
Yeah. And learning how to socialize.
Social skills and play together, and which is just as important as any other learning. Learning social, and probably more so when you're learning social skills and you're learning how to interact. And we were talking the other day about things that they don't teach you in school, or they didn't teach you in school. I don't know if they do now, that you should have learned practical things beyond your reading, writing, and arithmetic, to balancing a checkbook. And I mean,
but I learned all that in school.
We did
that. Yeah, we did.
And what did you do it in home ec? I don't remember doing that.
No, in math in 5th or 6th grade we did that. And then in 6th grade 5th grade we had home ec 101, which was like basic cooking. And
so I made an apron. I remember making an apron.
I made a stuffed animal. And then in woodworking, I made a shelf. I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. And I did, and I hope Rich and Tim and everybody are watching. I did corn fritters, and my mother.
I don't remember. I remember
corn fritters.
I remember cooking, but I don't remember what. I can't remember what we cooked. For some reason, I've lost all of that. Denise wants to know, if you had to choose, would you have done public or homeschool? Oh, you already answered that.
Well, if it was today, I would want to do hybrid. I wouldn't want to just.
I would have done public school because I was way too social to be home alone.
Yeah, I think if I could do the morning on my computer and then go to school, I'd be good. But
yeah, I would have needed the social part of going to school. I would have been miserable at home.
I was very social, and I did. I always had people at my house. So one of the subjects taught in Islamic schools is knitting. Well,
Icelandic?
Yes, they have to. It's cold there.
Yeah. That's true. So that would have been, I'm trying to remember I remember taking shop. The girls take shop, which was revolutionary at that time, that we got to build stuff. That was fun.
Yeah. Amy, I agree. They don't let kids play much in kindergarten. And I'll tell you what, when I went to kindergarten, they did. Well, You did kind of. You had like those little worksheets where you had to, count the blue or whatever, all that stuff. And then they had like big fun playtime where they had like the kitchen and all that. And every day at playtime, I would get sent over to the 1st grade class because I was smart, so I didn't get to play.
Oh, I was just because I was talking to my best friend.
No, I didn't get to play.
In kindergarten, I was in trouble. That was bad. I was just bad. But I do remember. I remember my kindergarten teacher was Mrs. Winograd, and I remember coloring and stuff like that, and just the basic skills. And I remember sitting in a circle on the floor, and she would read us stories.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I do remember that. And for grammar school, my 4th grade teacher, I could remember that's when we learned all of our capitals, states and capitals. And to this day, I could still hear her and see her, because every day when we would walk down to the library and she would sing it, and she would go like Connecticut, Hartford, and she'd go like this. And man, just that, it's that sound movement that you remember things. But
Tim got in his first fight, his first day of kindergarten.
Aww. My girlfriend, because some of us had little clear nail polish on, and my girlfriend felt bad because she didn't have clear nail polish on, so she was going. And I was like, I'll give you some tomorrow. You don't got to
Oh
sit
my
on your
goodness.
nails.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How many people got in a fight in high school? Is there anybody who didn't get in a fight? I just saw
Just
some,
high school or middle school too?
well, middle school, high school, it's all together. Junior high, high school. I met my best friend that way. Well, one of my best friends. She wanted to beat me up. We ended up really good friends.
I got in a fight in grammar school too.
I never got in a fight in grammar school. I don't think.
I did.
I was in junior high, behind the school.
And we're besties now. She's one of my besties.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's how it was. It was the three of us. It was the girl Donna that I told you about, Donna D'Amico, who was my maid of honor at my wedding, and is Ben's godmother, by the way. She wanted to fight me with this other girl, Lisa, and we ended up nobody wanted. It was funny. We ended up all best friends. Good,
I
not
fought
best.
a lot in junior high and high school, and it was because I was also, so it's really weird because I had a lot of friends, but when I was really young, I was kind of bullied a little bit, and then once I got through that, because then it was like I ain't taking it no more, and then I started fighting, and then it was like immediately you said something, I was like, what, what?
I was not much of a fighter, but I did I'll never forget that. It was the only fight that I remember, and we ended up all being good friends. So it was no big deal.
I think we all got bullied, Tim. We all got bullied.
Yeah, I think that kids were just nasty.
Kids are just, look, I did it. I said things to girls and stuff like that, and boys, like,
And boys,
were said to me, and it was whatever. There were times I went home crying, and there were times where I probably made someone else go home crying. So, but it all worked out.
I liked elementary school, but then we had to change school systems. I moved from one city to another, and then I really hated school. Really hated school. But that's because I had no friends.
Yeah.
And I never really I mean, I ended up with some lifelong friends, just a small group of them. But I never felt comfortable in junior high or high school. Do I see? I see
all the fights you got into.
I said I did. I fought a lot.
Yes. She says I fought a lot, like past tense.
I mean, I don't fight now.
Rachel wanted to beat up some chick the other day. Get out of the car.
Well, she almost killed us. Okay. Students in China receive the most homework in the world. They complete about 14 hours a week.
Wow.
That's a lot of homework. I was always not, everybody's saying hi producer because they just saw you. So I was always like, I hated homework for myself, and I hated when my kids had a lot of homework because it took away my family time with them. I didn't like it. And my mother didn't like when I had a lot. My mother was always like, I'm against homework. Let them teach you in school. Why are you coming home with all this work?
We had homework. We didn't have a lot of homework. Well, high school I did, but I mean, in elementary school, I don't remember a lot of homework. We, maybe one thing a night, and that was it. And it wasn't even every night.
Susan, and this is going back to crayons. There is actually a candle somewhere that has the scent of crayons. So
now,
I don't know where it is. All right, I'm not going to.
I felt bad for my son because my son went to high school where my husband graduated high school, and two things happened. One is the trophy case. The trophy, the sports trophy case. They all had his trophy because he was on the wrestling team. He was a captain of the football team. So he had to actually try to live up to that, which was really hard. But the second thing was all of my husband's friends who went back to school to become teachers or principals were his teachers or his principal, and he had grown up
away with much.
Well, his coach, he knew all the stories about how bad they were when they were young because they were all friends. When Alan used to tell them, So he actually had the 411 on them. So, but yeah, I mean, he had his football coach was one of my husband's best friends, and he was the gym teacher, and the principal was he graduated with him, and the woman in the office was great. It was great.
Wow.
But it wasn't fair. I mean, he had to try to live up to all this stuff, which is really difficult.
Keith, I hope it didn't actually blow up, but I am so happy you are back with us. Keith lost us. He said his tablet just blew up and he had to switch to the phone. Happy to have you back. Not blown up.
I have a dog who's taking a foot out there, and I don't know why.
I'm gonna try to say this word. Oh, this is a doozy, and I'm gonna actually copy it and put it in there because I don't even know. Okay, it is.
Oh, I could say this one.
Didascalenophobia. Didascalenophobia, which is the acute fear of going back to school or going to school, which affects 2.4% of all children. So I'm going to put this.
Did you ever have kids that wouldn't go to school? That Ben used to throw up so he wouldn't have to go to school.
Oh.
And the teacher came over. He was really little. It was probably nursery school or kindergarten. It must have been kindergarten because I was friendly with this kindergarten teacher. And friendly. This poor kid had no shot. We were like, he had friends of mine where that we used to hang out and go play golf and stuff. And so she came over and played video games with him so that he wouldn't be afraid to go to school because she was his friend, When it turned out it wasn't school he was afraid of. It was the bus driver who was a bully.
Oh, jeez. I had great bus drivers. My kids had great bus drivers, so I'm very lucky there. Yeah, my kids had the same bus driver for almost all their years until they went to high school, which then it was our neighbor who was a senior who my daughter knew, since she was little. He drove my daughter. Then when my daughter was a senior, she drove his younger brother. Then when that brother was a senior, he drove my youngest. So
wow.
Each kid drove one of the other kids. So it worked out good. But I got driven to high school. My friend used to pick me up who lived around the corner. But then I stopped taking rides from him. He would pick up, there was 3 other people. 2 other people because there was 4 or 5 of us in the car. And they used to smoke pot. And I couldn't because I didn't like pot then. And I didn't want the contact high. So then I stopped. Then sometimes I would just take the bus.
So I lived very far from the school. So we took a bus. We took the bus to school. If you got detention, what a pain in the neck it was to get home. Especially if you didn't want your parents to know you got detention. So I would have to walk, or I would walk to my grandmother's house and hang out there. She was close to the school.
Denise took the train, and Cindy said her Margot got bullied. Yeah, I think, yeah.
It's funny when Courtney was getting a ride from the kid who lived around the corner, and Matt's Matt, but because Courtney's going to school with him every day, nobody would go near her. She was a pom-pom girl for the hockey team. The hockey players, because he was a captain of the hockey team, the hockey players wouldn't even look at her. So after a while, she's like, I don't know what's going on. She felt bad. And finally, Matt came over. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, I told anybody if they look at her or make a pass at her, I'll break their arms. And he meant it.
So those other cute hockey players like that, she was like, please talk to me. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't go. Yeah, because Matt had a reputation for stuff like that. So it's funny. But as a father, you're like torn. You want your daughter to feel like an outcast, but you also don't want to, knowing somebody's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chrissy Morrow had the same teachers, and principals and everybody as her sisters. I had
Hard.
sister aunt, who I had all of her teachers, and she was like, what's the song by Goody Two Shoes?
Yeah.
So she hid it from everybody. She was not Goody Two Shoes, but everybody thought she was. But everything was perfect about her. Everything, her hair,
And you have to live up to that.
her school, her every single thing was perfect. And yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
Totally rough.
School's not easy. Anyway, but this has been fun. These stories have all been fun. But do we have any winners?
We have winners.
I'm ready. Everybody, you guys ready to woohoo? I want to see woohoos in my column.
Okay. Did we say we didn't say what we were giving away?
I don't know. All I knew is what we were giving away was this. The $50 gift card. You
Yes.
did say that. What else do we have?
I did say it. Okay.
What else do we have? Anything?
Oh,
that's can I win? I guess not.
No, you can't.
Ooh, Robin Wright's here.
Oh, what did you say about the woohoo? Something about the shirts or something? We got to get woohoo shirts.
Well, we've got to get woohoo. That's a good idea.
Really quick. So
Compass Girls on the front, woohoo on the back.
Yeah, Compass Girls on the front and woohoo on the back. So listen, we thought we were gonna have a teacher. Hi, Robin. Welcome. You're gonna have to go back and watch the beginning because we're just getting ready to do our winners. But we don't have the link for the teacher. And since this is back to school and so many teachers need our help with supplies and everything, you could go on Facebook, on Twitter, and the hashtag is damn it, can't remember the hashtag, but there's a hashtag. Fine. Well, I'm gonna put it out there. I gotta go look now, but you could find teachers. They're putting their lists out there. They're
on Amazon. There are teachers lists on Amazon.
Yes. So please go ahead and help a teacher, donate something, but let's get them some supplies.
Even if it's a package of pencils, they're going to need them. I know they're only allowed to take very little off of their taxes from what they buy for themselves in terms of deducting. They are allowed to deduct a small amount. And they are only given, some of them are giving nothing. And I know my sister-in-law teaches in a school department where the kids can't afford to buy stuff. And not only do they need school supplies, but my sister-in-law, because a lot of the kids come to school with no food, make sure that they have snacks in the classroom. So if you could help with snacks for the classrooms for teachers, that's a huge help.
Clear the list. That's the hashtag. Clear the list. Okay, so let's look for that. All the teachers are using that hashtag with their list up there. So go ahead and help them. Good. Okay, so now let's get to our winners to woohoo.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, we have the Little Book of Whiskey Cocktails. We have one more. Someone said they got it, but they couldn't get their picture posted. Message us and we'll get that up for you.
I think what we should do is have a special place to put them, like a special site to put them up, a special Facebook page so that they can just put their pictures up so you can grab them.
Maybe. I don't understand why you can't post it. I'm going to have to test that. But so Little Book of Whiskey Cocktails is going to Jessica Smith.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Jessica. Can I hear a woohoo? Come on. All right, Vicky, I heard a woohoo.
Okay. Z showed a beautiful pair of earrings. Do you have those?
These are the ones that go under your ear and then in through here. They're really funky. They're very, very cool.
How cool is that? Those are going to Eileen Sullivan.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Eileen.
And then we have Oh Snap. That is for your phone. You will
Goes
love
on the back
that.
of your phone.
And that is going to Sandy Agranick. Did I say it right? Almost.
No.
Agranick.
Sandy Agranick. Yay! Woohoo! She might not be here tonight. She's moving. Maybe she
You
is.
know what?
think
I haven't mispronounced her name in so long that, I just wanted her to know I still loved her. Okay.
She's definitely
And
this week. I know. I talked to her.
the black and white bag that Zippy wanted but is not getting, the black and white travel bag. We have two of these. Two. One is going to Erica Savinelli.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Erica.
And the other one is going to Michelle Carter.
Yay! Woohoo! Congratulations, Michelle.
And
That it?
bag. Nope, there's one more bag.
Oh, hi, baby. You're going to woohoo, woohoo.
Oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. This bag here. It's like kind of, I don't know if it's a flower or psychedelic or it's very nice though.
It's very cute.
This is going to Kathy Kernerly. Kathy Kernerly.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Kathy. Sorry about that, baby.
What happened? You scared her?
Yeah. She said, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Here.
So we have some good presents that have gone out. We will see you next week, right here, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you were listening in the car, thanks for the ride. Ciao. Oh, wait. I forgot one thing that everybody needs to see. You can't go yet. If you haven't seen it yet, Z, are you ready? Ready? This is so awesome.
I love the Compass Girls. We get wild, baby.
I love the Compass Girls.
We love the Compass Girls.
We love the Compass Girls.
We're Vinyl Asylum, and we love the Campus Girls.
Yeah.
Campus Girls.
Campus Girls. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm comfortable with that.
Always got to be about him. Hey, we're Vinyl Asylum, and we love the Compass Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love the Compass Girls.
Sorry.
That was funny. The Campus Girls.
That was many of our audience members. So I want to say, if you guys are together and out or by yourself or with friends, if you go ahead and do a video, just message me because I'll have you text it to me and you will be a part of that's supposed to be our opening. And I forgot all about it because we were too busy in our bras. Okay, so now for real, we will see you next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. right here, Eastern. And if you were listening in the car, again, thank you for the ride.